Hello, I am King Keith. This is True Truth Success Hub. We're doing another reading, Chapter 7 Desires out of the Elements of Power and Success. Like, comment, subscribe. We'd like to thank you guys in advance. Chapter 7 Desires. An element of desire. An element of success is to reach and achieve your desires. This is an important principle. Once you achieve your desires, you will be one step closer to becoming powerful and successful. Remember, to be truly successful, you must achieve your desires and goals. To desire means to wish for, to long for, to crave for, to have an appetite. When it comes to personal relationships, you may desire a certain type of mate or companion. You may desire that he or she has certain qualities that you like that matches yours. Your desires give you a craving and it makes you want something intensely. Once you obtain these desires, then they can grow into love. Once you have love, it's much easier to gain peace and happiness. In business, you will have certain desires and goals that you want to accomplish. You will have requests that you must fulfill before you gain these desires. When doing business, there will be times when you must make extreme and emotional decisions before you can reach your final outcome. Often, to reach one goal, you must either give up another goal to reduce it to its importance or timing to achieve the other one. There will be drastic and severe consequences that you have to overcome in order to gain most important goals or your desires. There will be even times that you cannot gain any or several of your goals that you do desire. That doesn't mean you give up on them, on your overall goals of being successful in power. Often you can't reach those goals or desires the way you originally planned. You can work to achieve them in another way. If you become the coach or the owner of a team and you have a losing season and you see no hope for winning the season in the future with the present team structure, format, and methods, then you probably have to make some drastic and severe changes in order to turn things around. The goal, of course, is to trade poor players for better players, exchange not working rules or methods for ones that does work, or modify good plays into better ones. This is always possible because you don't usually have unlimited finances or people to choose from. Sometimes you must make the best decisions or even make the best what you can do with a bad hand that you've been dealt. That's when it becomes most important to make the best decisions with resources that you do have. You might have to trade a good player or even several players for one star player, vice versa. It all depends on what's more important to the team and how much you want to win. You have to look at the future, perhaps decide whether winning next year is more important than building a new team this year. Sometime next year is more important than the long term because if you don't succeed soon, you may not make it to the next season. Besides, sometime you must factor in team spirit into your decisions. If you have fired or trade all the best players that's on the team that you gotten you this far, the replacements might not be as loyal the next season. In your personal life, many of the same principles apply. If you see your kids' reading scores are going down or in the wrong direction, you might have to make some extreme and highly emotional decisions to turn things around and get them headed down the right path. To reach and teach others how to obtain their desires, you first must understand what their desires and needs really are before you apply your knowledge. You also need to understand and overcome your own needs, worries, and nightmares before you can truly help others to conquer theirs. A nightmare is a frightening dream or thought that leaves you in horror or disturbed enough that you cannot function to the best of your ability. It's all right to be scared. Fear often can give you incentive to fight harder. You must not let fear control you and keep you from chasing your dreams and desire. Conquer your nightmares and use the strength gained to achieve your goals and your dreams. In business, sports, when you have a deal or the game is on the line, you must not panic. You must not show fear. You might be scared down to your boots, but not letting your opponent see that gives you an advantage. You must not only have the courage to work through your fears, but you also must display courage, confidence, and strength, not only to those working against you, but also to your counterparts, friends, teammates as well. If those around you see that you are confident in winning, that energy also will rub off on them and they will be more confident in becoming successful. So don't have cold feet when it comes to the game and when the game is on the line. Never show hesitation or doubt. When the game or the deal is on the line, never hesitate or show fear. Take charge as if you know in advance that you will win. In business, you must make a deal that gains you more than you lose, no matter what. At the same time, you must work to ensure that those that deal with you also make a profit, or they won't want to deal with you again or recommend you to their friends. After all, this is what a true deal really is when both parties are winning, not me winning and you losing. Life is not a zero sum game. Just because I win on a deal doesn't mean that you have to lose. Only when we both win is a true deal. Otherwise, we shorten each other, have no one to deal with, never stop working until a true deal is made. You must take charge, and this is what it takes for you to be a leader, and this is how you reach your desires. When you see an opening, don't flinch, don't hesitate. Take your best shot. There will often come times when you take drastic measures and make hard decisions. Think carefully before committing yourself, but don't overthink it or hesitate for too long, or the opportunity might be gone. In school, to pass a test or a course, you may have to take extreme measures. Sometimes these measures may include staying up all night reviewing your material. However, cramming or trying to learn at the last minute is not a good idea. Instead, you might want to find yourself a good night's rest sleep, a good morning meal. That way you're not groggy in the morning. Review what you know, pass the test. Trying to learn what you should have known already at the last minute is a recipe for failure. The best way is to show proper dedication in school. It's just to do the work. Show up for your classes on time. Pay attention while you're in class. Do the hard work. Do your assigned homework at the first opportunity that's available. Forget about the TV. Worry about the parties later. If you play and you party first, then you'll be too tired to do a good job on your assignments and end up most likely failing them all. You might end up putting them off until the next day, which you'll likely do the same thing again, which creates a pattern and a habit. Similar measures apply when it comes to religion in the church or if you're a pastor. If you have people, minds, and souls at stake, you might want to take extreme measures to be very sensible, like a doctor. People are always calling you, they're always looking up to you, you always have power over them. You must also remember that the church is filled with sin and nobody is perfect. After all, that's what they're here for. Confess your sins to your God, to your pastor, to your religion, and move on. Like a track star whose feet slips, a church leader must be able to recover, continue, and learn and do better. Follow your holy teachings, read the book, never think of failure just because you're perfect. So remember, there could be drastic situations and emotional disasters that you face when you deal with religion that could likely have severe consequences and outcomes that could have long lasting effects. Deal with them the best as you can. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame others. Desires are your passions and your heart cravings in what you wish for. The very first step towards achieving your desires is to know what they presently are and to recognize those desires will likely change and grow as you do. Write your desires down, list them. What are your passions? Passions are things or items that give you a feeling of intense emotional excitement. Let me repeat that. Passions are things or items that give you a feeling of intense emotional excitement. Find out what gets you excited. What are you passionate about? On your journey to achieve your desires, you can't leave room for doubt. You must be sure of yourself in the decisions that you make. You must be on top of your game. In closing, you don't want to hang back. You don't want your feet to drag. You must be out in the front. You must be concentrated. You must have concentration. You must have focus. You know that there's going to be roadblocks. So it's time to get started with achieving. And then it's time to get started with succeeding. King Keith, True Truth. Thank you.